Illustrations are always good. They help understand things and they help give us examples for things. But when are illustrations too far? Hey, my Todd's been trending for the past 2 weeks on YouTube. If you're a Christian, you've seen it obviously. The whole issue is that he turned his stage into a pool and preached in a boat. For me, the message was impactful, but man, what an illustration. Let's just take a look at the illustration.
He's the one that told me to move to Tulsa. He's the one that told me to go to that school. He's the one that told me. And then, under Jesus' instructions, a fierce storm came? Has your life ever looked like a storm? Because right now, in many of your lives, that's what it feels like and that's what it sounds like. It sounds and feels like, how am I out here? And how I'm gonna do what God asked me to do, and what is going on in my life. And I'm out here and it's dark now, and I'm out here and there's nobody helping me, and I'm out here and I don't hear a word from God. What are you saying to me, Pastor Mike? Something you need to know if you're gonna dwell in the deep is the anchor does not excuse the storm. This is the lie that so many churches and people have told you for years, and I'm gonna shoot it to you straight. You can have Jesus and have a storm.
Personally, I listened to the message and it was awesome. It was an amazing message. But I've seen a lot of people criticize him concerning how, this could have cost a lot and all that. First of all, we're not in a church. We don't know what is happening there. And second of all, we don't even know if he had people that are already in the church and have access to this kind of stuff to be able to do that. So let's just put that on the side. I'm not going to criticize him concerning all this. I believe it's an awesome illustration. So far as you've been blessed by it. These kind of ministries are specific, targeted to a group of people who are, more into visual stuff and are mostly the youth. And so this is really impactful to a lot of the youth. In my country, a lot of people follow my Todd. They've been reading his books and all that. So that's great. But the point is, if you ever try to make an illustration in your sermons or an illustration in whatever you're doing, make sure that the point is made clear. Like how my Todd makes it clear in there. Let's look at this second illustration where a pastor drives a Ferari on the platform and then uses the dashboard to preach and all that. Yeah, let's look at that by Pastor Ed Young.
Man, this is a sweet car right here, Ferari 458 Italia. Some people call it Italia. No, it's Italia. First time I ever drove a Ferrari, a guy let me drive his brand new one for a week, and I had a blast driving the car. There's no car like this car. Our Ferrari will never be driven hard enough or fast enough until we allow the Lord to drive the car. Every person is a Ferrari, but you don't know you're a Ferrari until you give the keys to Christ and allow him to drive.
That is what he used to preach the whole message. Personally, I was not impacted by that message, but then I hope people were impacted by it, and I believe those who were interested and love cars would have been impacted. And so that is it. What I'll talk about all these kind of illustrations as a teacher or as one who be going out to evangelize or as anyone that is giving illustrations, be very concise and very clear with your illustrations. However, I feel that sometimes pastors who do illustrations, who make illustrations, I'm not referring to my Todd, but pastors who make illustrations kind of sometimes go too far. Any ministry that if you are there as a member, if you feel like there's too much of illustrations going on in that ministry and it's really drawing your attention from the basic things of Christ, from the spiritual things that you need to focus on, then it's time for you to channel your focus somewhere else where you get the kind of word you need. Because these kind of ministries may be making good impact with their illustrations and all, and people will be impacted, but for others, it is completely opposite. So, in as much as you love illustrations or you might be anticipating for the next illustration, it is a great sign that you may be losing your focus in Christ. There's nothing wrong with illustrations. Again, as I've said, illustrations are good. They help people to understand things. But then, if it's drawing your attention from Christ and all you're seeing is the materialistic stuff, then that's a problem. We are in a generation where a lot of Christians are carnal, and it makes it so difficult to just preach the word. If you come and you just preach exactly what you have to preach, raw like that, a lot of people will not listen to you. You have to package your message. You have to market your message in a way, making it more attractive with illustrations and with current issues. Now, that is not bad. But if we as believers in our generation always need our word to be packaged in a certain way for us to take it, then that is wrong. We are pushing the hands of some teachers and some preachers into an era where they always have to give theatrical examples before they can give you the word. Let's be frank. If you're in a storm or if you're in a crisis right now and you have ever listened to my Todd's message concerning this being in a storm message, it is not about a platform. It is not about the pool. It's not about the boat that you will be focused on. You'll be focused on the word he gave and the scriptures he gave. So in as much as you love illustrations, just pay attention to the word and grow in the word. Stay blessed, stay connected. I hope this was a blessing. Stay blessed.